Hola Drupalers! Today I'm gonna respond to one of your questions that says, would you mind sharing how you set up your IDE? You are using clever tricks and I can't find or identify all the add-ons you are using. First of all, I am using the PhpStorm IDE from JetBrains. It's a paid service, but I really enjoy it and I've been using it for more than 10 years now. I cannot say that I have a very specific setup with add-ons and all that. I just use what they offer me and it's very convenient. So the first thing that I did was to set up the view appearance navigation bar to be in the top. This navigation bar is displayed here. It actually always shows the path of the current file that you are using. This way I know where I'm always at. Second, we have the PhpStorm Settings, and in here we have this area called key map. And in the key map area, if we search for find, we can see that we have some shortcuts to search for a string in files or in an area, like files or directories. And inside the file is gonna be Command F for me. And to find in a larger area like a directory or in the project, it's Shift Command F. And the same goes for replace, Command R and Shift Command R to find and replace in a file or in a directory. Then my favorite shortcuts to use are actually in Navigate. Here we have, under Navigate, we have these go to by name actions. One of them is called go to file and the other one is called go to symbol. Go to file helps you find either a file or a directory very quickly, and the other one, go to symbol, helps you find a function or method or a class name very easily. By default in Mac the shortcuts are Shift Command O and Option Command O, but most of my professional career I've been using Ubuntu Linux and there the shortcut was using N. So I had to add my custom options here. I kept the originals, but I'm using the one with N. It's much more convenient for me. And another thing that gets configured very quickly when I set up a Drupal project is the framework. Here we have frameworks and I always enable the Drupal framework integration with the Drupal installation path set to the web folder of your project. And that's pretty much it about the setup. And now let's explore how I use these features. First we start with finding files. So let's say I'm searching for OpenSolar. Since I have the Search API OpenSolar module installed, I selected the root directory and I'm gonna press on Command Shift F. And here we can search for OpenSolar. Below we see real-time results of the occurrences that were found and where and which line. If we click on one of the results, we immediately see the preview. Also, if we want to be very specific with our search, we can, in the top right, we can select the match case if we want to find only case-sensitive occurrences. Or if we are searching for words only, we can enable this and your search results will be narrowed down to that. We have a third option here, regex, but honestly I never use it because it probably takes me more time to figure out the regex before I can find what I'm searching for. But for you guys, for regex experts out there, you can definitely use this if you want. Now if we find something that looks interesting in the results, we can double click and it takes us to the file with the finding. Same goes for find and replace. And also, I forgot to mention that if you don't want to search in the root directory, you can select a different directory. And this time I'm going to press Command Shift R for find and replace. You see now we are searching in a directory. This can be configured here as well, so you don't need to click on the directory before searching. And you can also change it here back to in project, or you can modify here directly the directory like that. And now let's say we want to replace OpenSolar with Solar. We would just type here the replace key and then replace step by step or replace all. Now my favorite part, navigate. Let's say I'm searching for a file. Let's search for node HTML twig template. So I press Command Shift N. This is the search in files, as you can see here. And now I'm gonna type node ht twig and we have the result, meaning that you don't need to type node.html.twig. you can just type parts of the world. Also, let's say I'm looking for the node HTML twig in Claro. I can start typing Claro before. And as you can see, I can get the template inside the Claro folder. Also, this search doesn't have to be a file. It can be a directory. Let's say I'm looking for all directories that contain Olivero. I type Olivero and then I put a slash. And here we are. I have the Olivero theme folder. I have an Olivero test. Oh, I clicked on it, but yeah, you get the point. Now the other navigate option is the symbol. So let's just do Option Shift N. Here we are searching in symbols. So this means that we can search for a method or a hook, a function. Let's search for template. Again, I don't need to finish the word. Pre-process page. I can immediately find the template pre-process page and then I can click enter, or I can use the arrows up and down to select one and then click enter, or I just click the mouse and select one. And here we are. We found our function. The cool thing about all of these is that the symbol search and the file search is that you don't need to remember the exact name. If you know just part of it, then you can use that, and based on the results that you are getting in real time, you can choose whatever you are searching for. Now, I was mentioning at the beginning of the video that I like to place the navigation bar here in the top. This is very useful because let's say I find a file, let's search for node HTML, again twig, and we're gonna select the first one. I'm gonna close this, and I found it, but I am not in the folder yet. So I wanna go in that folder, the templates folder, or the node folder. Then I will just look at the navigation tab and I'm selecting a folder, double click, and here we are. We are automatically taken to the node folder, template subfolder, and here we are. We have our node HTML twig. Another thing that I was using in one of my previous videos was this example right here. Let's say I'm searching for Command Shift F. I'm searching for cache. Oh, I have to select in project, cache context dot. And here I have the results. Let's say I'm searching for this one. By the way, if I do now a command enter, I'm gonna get the results here instead of the pop-up. Most of the time I use the pop-up, but this one is also an option and it can happen that I use this as well. So let's say I find this and I want to go to this class. Well, if I select the class name and then press Command Shift N, I get the occurrences of the files that contain this string URL cache context. And if I click on it, I'm gonna be taken to the file itself. It should also work with symbols. The symbol will detect the class name. Either way, both of them, they return you either the class name or the file. So if I double click now and close this, we are taken to the class. Now another thing that I was using is I can see here that class URL cache context extends request stack cache context space, and I want to see what's inside the request stack cache context space. So I'm gonna hold command and then hover over the request stack cache context space and click on it. And this is how I can get to the class very quickly. Or again, if I select this with a double click, then I can press Command Shift N and I can also go like this. It's either way. Another feature that I'm using from PhpStorm is the code completion one. So for this, let's go to Search API Open Solar module. And here, let's create our hook. Let's say we want to create a hook form alter. So for this, I'm gonna type function search. I don't need to finish the sentence, so I can just type search and then form and then alter. And from this list, I can choose whatever hook I prefer. In my case, I would want to implement the Search API Open Solar Form ID alter. I click enter and there you go. I have everything generated. Also, when I notice that one of my parameters has a namespace class, I just click on it and wait for this bulb to show up. And I click on this and I click on Simplify FQN, which would just generate the use statement right here for me. One more note, PhpStorm also provides a terminal. You can open it and close it like this, and you can type whatever you want. Honestly, I do prefer to use a separate terminal window, but yeah, it's nice that this is always there. Then sometimes it can be useful, you never know. Well, I hope this helps, and if there are any more questions about this, let me know down in the comments. See ya!